In this video, you'll learn how to create a new Xamarin.Forms application and how to add a DevExpress data grid control to it. We'll use a Windows PC with Visual Studio 2019 installed. Once you go through the steps in this tutorial, you'll be able to add any DevExpress Xamarin.Forms controls to your mobile applications. Let's start with the Visual Studio's welcome screen where we can create a new project. Search for Xamarin templates and select Xamarin.Forms mobile app from the list. Click Next. Name your new project and proceed to the next step. For simplicity, let's use a blank app template that creates a single content page. Click Create to finish the new application wizard. Once Visual Studio sets up the application, you may want to build and run it just to make sure all the necessary components are installed. Everything should go smoothly if you've developed Xamarin applications before. In the mobile device simulator, you'll see a simple welcome screen created by the project template. Now it's time to add references to DevExpress controls. For step-by-step instructions, navigate to the DevExpress documentation website. Drill down to the mobile section. In this video, we'll use Data Grid as an example, so expand the corresponding node and open the help topic titled Add Data Grid to Xamarin.Forms Solution. As you can see, you first need to add references to DevExpress code, and you can choose one of two ways to do this. You can reference DevExpress NuGet packages, or download DLLs to your computer and reference them directly. This video describes both methods and starts with NuGet packages. If you'd rather download DevExpress assemblies to your computer and reference them directly, skip this section. The first thing you need to do is determine your personal DevExpress NuGet feed URL. Log in to DevExpress.com and tap on My Downloads. You'll find your URL at the bottom of the page. Another way to find that URL and learn all about available DevExpress NuGet packages is to navigate directly to nuget.devexpress.com in your browser. On that page, click Obtain Feed URL, and once again, you can see your personalized link. Copy it to the clipboard. Return to the Visual Studio project you created earlier. Right-click the root node in the Solution Explorer and select Manage NuGet Packages for Solution. In the Package Manager UI, click the gear glyph next to the package source selector. Add a new source, name it DevExpress, and paste the feed URL you copied earlier. Save your changes. Switch the package source to the newly registered feed. Use the search box to locate DevExpress Xamarin.Forms packages. Select and install the grid package into all projects. Depending on your machine's configuration, you can see an error at this point that some references are missing. In that case, make sure that you installed all available updates for other NuGet packages. Switch the package source to nuget.org and go to Updates. Select all packages that are listed here and click Update. Rebuild the application. Visual Studio shows an error that says the target Android version should be higher. Once again, this error may not appear in your solution, and it depends on your specific configuration. If the error does occur, right-click the Android project in the Solution Explorer and select Properties. Change Android version to 10 or higher. This is a good time to check that other settings are in order. Switch to Android Options tab and make sure that DeX Compiler is set to D8. Rebuild the solution once again to make sure that the error went away. As we mentioned earlier, if you prefer not to use the DevExpress NuGet server, you can download our assemblies to your computer and reference them in your projects directly. If you already reference NuGet packages, then you can skip this part. First, download DevExpress Xamarin assemblies to your computer. Once the browser completes the download, unpack the contents to your hard drive. You'll specifically need the assemblies in the binaries folder. Return to the starter application you created at the beginning of this tutorial. First, you need to add a NuGet package reference to the Android project. Go to the package manager and search for xamarin.kotlin.stdlib. Click Install. Depending on your configuration, you may see a version incompatibility error here. If that happens, check that all referenced assemblies in your solution are up to date. We can see here that 2 updates are available to NuGet packages, but it's best to update them from the Solution Manager so that all included projects get the latest versions. Right-click the root node in the Solution Explorer and select Manage NuGet Packages for Solution. Go to Updates. Select all packages listed here and click Update. Rebuild the application. Visual Studio now shows an error that says that the target Android version should be higher. Once again, this error may not appear in your solution, and it depends on your specific configuration. If the error does occur, right-click the Android project in the Solution Explorer and select Properties. Change Android version to 10 or higher. This is a good time to check that other settings are in order. Switch to Android Options tab and make sure that Dex Compiler is set to D8. Rebuild the application to make sure that all the errors now went away. Now you can get back to the NuGet package you tried to install in the first place. Locate it again, click Install, and make sure the installation is completed successfully. Now it's time to add DevExpress references to individual projects. Right-click the shared project first and select Add Project Reference. Click Browse and locate the binaries folder you unpacked earlier. For this project, you'll need the core, editors, and grid assemblies. Next, add references to the Android project. This time you need a different set of DLLs, Android.grid, editors.android, and grid.android. Remember that you can always refer to our documentation and find the list of required assemblies for each control. You can follow a similar procedure for the iOS project. Select 3 DLLs again, iOS.grid, grid.ios, and editors.ios. You are now all done with reference setup. Whether you reference DevExpress controls as NuGet packages or locally downloaded DLLs, now is the time to put a control onto the page. In the documentation, you'll find the code snippets that register our controls in the application. First, copy the line for the iOS project and paste it to the app delegate code file. Copy the next code line. This one goes to the shared project in the code behind of the main page file. Finally, open main page XAML. Clear all content. In documentation, copy the namespace definition for the DevExpress data grid control and paste it to the page tag. Copy and paste the control definition tag. Let's add 2 dummy column definitions so that the grid control displays something when we run the application. If you want to populate the grid with data, refer to the control's dedicated Getting Started tutorial. We won't describe those steps in this video, as our goal is to simply make sure that the controls are properly referenced. Rebuild the application. And let's run the emulator. And you'll see the 2 columns we defined in XAML. Now you're ready to customize the control. I hope you enjoyed this look at our Xamarin.Forms controls. If you liked this video, give us a thumbs up. If you have questions, please comment below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you can get notified anytime we release new content. Thanks for watching, and thank you for choosing DevExpress.